everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, that I've just left lying around and I haven't uploaded anything in a very long time. But I'm back. I'm really pleased to be back because it's going to be another crochet headband tutorial. Only this one also includes a free pattern that's available for download on my Ko-fi shopfront. Because in the big 2026, I'm still crocheting headbands. I love them. I think there's so much to love. They're beginner friendly, scrap yarn friendly, they work up quickly, there's so many ways to customize them to exactly your tastes or whomever your wearer is. So the pattern and this accompanying tutorial shares 3 designs with you, the first being a single or solid color variation, the second is a bicolor variation where we work the ties and the trim in a contrasting color, and the third is a ribbon variation where instead of crocheting ties, we crochet loops and then you can feed through a ribbon or something similar, and that acts as your ties that you can fasten around your head. Beautiful, gorgeous. And what I'm hoping to do with the pattern is to just have it be sort of like a living, breathing document that just can get continually updated should more revisions come about, because I've made many headband tutorials. So if that sounds exciting to you, go ahead and download your free copy and then come back to this video where I'll be going over key steps and techniques with all 3 of these designs that just might be more easily understood in video tutorial format. So I hope you enjoy. Happy stitching. Let's begin by running over how to start the single coloured headband from working the ties to increasing into the body. For demonstration purposes, I'll be using a larger hook size and heavier yarn for visibility. To start, make a slip knot and start chaining. The pattern recommends somewhere between 40 to 60 chains. I'm going to chain maybe 20 for this demo. My first tip is when working your single crochet stitches into the chains, turn your work around and crochet them into the back bumps or the 3rd loop of each chain. This provides a little more stretch and a nicer, neater tie compared to working them into the top loop. And how that looks like is I skip the next chain from my hook and work into the 2nd chain away, then single crochet into the back bumps like so. Doing that a few times, your chains will begin to look like this. Pretty tidy. I'll continue to single crochet across my chain until a single chain remains. Then to increase into the body of my headband, I'll work 3 single crochet into the very last chain. Then I'll chain 1 to turn my work. And I want you to consider the last 2 single crochet worked as the starting number of stitches within the body of the headband, which we'll continue increasing into. The way we increase in this pattern is to work 2 single crochet into the very last stitch of each row as specified in the written pattern. Here's 1, and let's work another single crochet into the same stitch. That's it, and chain 1 to turn your work. Let me show you again. One more time, single crochet across and then increase into the very last stitch. Continue doing that as instructed and your work should look like this. Now for the bicolour variation, let me show you how to work the contrasting ties and trim in a way that creates really clean, polished looking stitches on either side of your work. So I've gone ahead and made a short sample of the headband body in my main colour because I'd also like to show you how to work single crochet decreases. Start by single crocheting until 2 stitches remain. Then, insert your hook through the next stitch and pull up a loop. Now with 2 loops on your hook, insert your hook and pull up a loop in the last stitch of the row. And now with 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook. Chain 1 to turn your work, and that's how the mirrored decreases are worked to finish the headband body. Let's run through that again. I'll pull up a loop in them both. Then yarn over and pull through all loops on my hook to decrease. Now let me show you how to work the first tie on my last decrease row. For my last yarn over, I'll drop my main colour and instead make a loop with my contrasting colour, making sure the length of the tail end is long enough to later weave in. And with that, I'll pull through all loops. And that's how to join colours. You can tug gently on the main colour if anything's looking loose. And then chain 1 to secure your new colour. And from here you can break your main colour and just continue crocheting with your contrasting colour to work the first tie, which calls for a single crochet into the first stitch of the row as an anchor and then to start chaining again. Next, let me show you how to work this neat and tidy trim that looks great any side you turn it. I'll start right after having finished my tie, which is very short, just for the sake of demonstrations, FYI. The trick to getting your trim looking like this is to work into the turning chains of the body of your headband, which basically means I'll be skipping a row between each edge stitch. For this step, my best advice is to take your time and to work loosely to avoid any puckering. If you need to size up by 0.5mm for this portion of the pattern, that's definitely encouraged. So be patient, and after a few stitches you should start to see an edge that resembles this. Okay, lastly, let me show you how we go about working the loops at the start and end of this headband for you to feed your ribbon, or frankly anything similar through that'll act as your ties. To start, make a slip knot and chain 8 as the pattern instructs. Next, we'll join this chain into a round by working a slip stitch into the starting chain right here. Now chain 1 and turn your work, and similar to the way I had worked my ties, I like working the starting row by single crocheting into the back bumps of the chain. I'll do this for the first 2 chains, and then in the 3rd chain, if I'm following the pattern, I'll increase. And then I'll chain 1 to turn, and that is my first loop completed as well as my first row of the headband. So what I've made here is the exact same process I followed to work my sample headband. This little hole that's been created by increasing, when you weave your tail end in, that can be corrected, so don't stress. And then from here I would follow my instructions to increase. Now to finish this headband, let me show you how the second loop is worked. With 4 stitches remaining in the row, I'll chain 4, skip the next 3 stitches and slip stitch into the last stitch. And that's how to create a mirrored loop on the other end of this headband. Should you have any further comments, questions, or feedback on this pattern or the techniques shown, please leave a comment below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.